So the Supreme Court just overrode Trump's tariffs. Um, a year late, a year later. So we've been going through all of this bullshit for a whole year for no fucking reason. We've been going through all of this suffering all year for a whole year. They could have done this a whole year ago if they were going to do it, but they want to wait till right now. We've been suffering and suffering for a whole fucking year. And now, a year later, after all this bullshit we've been going through, hopefully there would be some type of payoff with all these tariffs. It's all for nothing. And I'm hearing like companies are basically going to sue to get their money back. And, I'm seeing all these Democrats celebrate this. They're all happy. Why are they happy? Because more jobs. Here's what I liked about the tariffs. They're a pain. They're suffering. But they were going to bring back jobs, which we desperately need, considering AI is going to replace a lot of office workers, so we need more manufacturing jobs here. So no, we're going to keep outsourcing everything. That's what we're going to keep doing, I guess. And they want us on welfare. No, we're going to overthrow the system. This is what's going to happen. We're done with this shit. I'm done with this shit. I don't want to pay taxes. I'm not going to pay taxes. I don't think I'm going to file ever again. Go ahead. Seize all my assets. Throw me in jail. Whatever the fuck you got to do. This is bullshit. I bust my ass, do the right thing, and you send my money overseas. You send my money to fucking Israel. You send my money to Ukraine. You send my money to North Korea and South to Korea and all of these other places while I'm over here suffering. The regular working class person suffers, gets hit. Always. We always get fucked over. We're going to get fucked over again. We're getting fucked over more. What happened with the Doge cuts? Oh, they eliminated the Doge, right? Oh, we're supposed to get $5,000 and some type of a stimulus out of the Doge cuts. Oh, that's gone. Oh, okay, we're supposed to get $2,000 for the tariffs. That's gonna be gone. So we get nothing but more suffering. So this is what we got to look forward to, and this is why I don't want this fucking system anymore. I want it to burn to the fucking ground. Fuck Congress, fuck the Senate, fuck the Supreme Court, fuck the president. I want a fascist dictator in here now to actually fucking do something. To solve fucking problems. We need harshness. We need Nuremberg style trials and what is it? Consequences for crimes that people have committed. This is what we need. We need directive action. And Trump's too big of a pussy to do anything. He's got the military. He can do whatever he wants. He wants to go fight Iran instead of actually taking care of the problem here, taking care of the Democrats and elite pedos. We want to keep I want this whole fucking system to fucking burn. I want it to crash. And I sound crazy. I know, but I'm fucking tired. There's okay, in about 7 years, if we continue, which we probably will. We're probably going to continue just doing this, and about 7 years, your Social Security checks will be cut because we don't have the money to pay for that. And they're going to keep piling on the debt. So, the national debt will probably be about $55-60 trillion in about 5 years or something like that. Because they have to they're going to keep devaluing, lowering your buying power. This is putting you more and more in poverty level, putting me in more and more poverty level. And I'm just done. I'm done with this whole fucking system. I don't want to think about money anymore. I just want to go live my life, do what I'm supposed to do. If I have to pay taxes, I pay taxes because I want to see my community. I want to see my community taken care of. I don't care about Iran. I would just argue this guy, these Iranians are over there crying about 50,000 people have been killed because of their their revolution against their tyrannical administration. And that sounds insensitive when I say crying. It is horrible. 50,000 people died because of their tyrannical government, for sure. But then I looked at the American Revolutionary War, and there was about 2.8 million people in America then, and around 7,000 people died in the front. And Americans died in the American Revolutionary War. Now I asked Rock, what would that number be like compared to now, like population now? Like 600,000 people. It would be equivalent of 600,000. Like, if you want to overthrow your government, you're gonna take sustainable losses. That's what's gonna happen. And it's like, you want us to overthrow your fucking government, your tyrannical government, when we have a tyrannical government ourselves. That's what I'm saying. You fight your own fucking battle, dude. I hope you can do it. I hope you guys can overthrow your shitty ass government. Well, we have a shitty ass government here. We need a fucking overthrow. So, I mean, I don't think that people are going to do anything yet, because people are still eating. They're still fed, but at some point, they're not going to be able to sustain this shit. We can already not like, okay, so what is the end goal? Just to keep us like in debt for the rest of our lives? We just owe for the rest of our lives, whether it's student loans, which is, it's all predatory. Everything is predatory. It's nothing about innovation or try to make things better. It's just trying to fuck people over. Look at the how the video games are. Look at the sports games. The whole Ultimate Team is a predatory thing. I can't believe that people still do it every single year. My career, every single year they put real money in, and then like the next game comes and all the money they put in is just for nothing, and they start over and do it again. Just keep doing it again because they're fucking stupid. And I think that people are starting to realize, like, these games aren't getting better. And, usually when I would get games, I would get them for, like, on discount. They'd be out for a couple months or something like that. But it's all predatory. The student loans are predatory. I don't have student loans. But it's like, dude, when's this going to end? When's it going to get better? Oh, it's not going to get better. It doesn't matter who we put in office, if it's going to be a Republican or a Democrat. I'm tired of all this shit. I just want shit to get better. I just want problems solved. It's quite obvious that the Congress isn't going to solve any problems, whether it's the Democrats or the Republicans in charge. So we need just to eliminate the whole fucking thing. And I know I sound crazy. Oh, you're a fucking Nazi, you're a fascist. You know what? I don't really give a fuck what you call me. I just want problems solved. I'm a fucking slave. I want problems solved. I want these holes in the ship fixed permanently. I want to take the ship out of the fucking water and fix these fucking holes instead of like patching them. Fuck this shit, man. Fuck this shit. This dude. I made the video talking about an EMP. Dude, I wouldn't feel comfortable. The youth, young men. Dude, I wouldn't have kids. I wouldn't have kids right now. I just would. It's not good. It's not good, and that's why they're not having kids. You have these people on the right crying that people aren't having kids. They're not having kids because this fucking shit sucks. Who are they supposed to have kids with? The woman doesn't want to be a wife or a mother. She wants to have like her like Chad figure or Brad Pitt figure from back in the day, talking like supermodel guy on the side while she has her provider bringing in all the money for them. He's basically a meat sack ATM. and she wants to go to work at the same time. She doesn't even want to raise her own kids. And this is not all women, but this is what a lot of them think. And on top of that, they have a hottie body count as well. It's like, dude, like, for a guy, you're basically a cuck if you want a relationship. What kind of fucking bullshit is that? What kind of marriage is that? You know what I mean? I wonder if it's like, if in the future, if some like some incel rises, kind of like a Nick Fuentes, like he turns into like a Hitlerist type of figure, and they round up all the tall men and just, you know, I'm not gonna say because I can't say, but you know, I'm just saying, like, I hope that doesn't happen, but you know what I mean. So, what the chimpanzees do in this type of situation is you have the alpha man, the alpha chimp, or monkey or whatever, and he has all the women. That's basically where we're at right now. We're in a polyamorous, or I can't even say the word, so yeah, whatever, I'm stupid. Anyway, just a small portion of a guy has access to all the women, and regular men like me, I'm just a regular, and I've had plenty of women in my life. And in fact, if I want to, I know the game. I can pretend, I can fix shit, and I just kind of just don't care. They just, I don't feel like they're worth it. You know what I mean? I used to like want to strive to, you know, I liked women attention. I like women attention, but like I just look at them and like, dude, they're ultra masculine. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would not have kids. I would not have kids. And if you know, if you know, people like to say, oh, all your ancestors fought all these years to survive. You know, if I was, let's just say hypothetically, I live back then, or this situation happened in the future sometime. You know what I would say? I would say they should end civilization. They should stop. Who cares that I've survived this long? Like, if this is the end goal, how things are right now, you shouldn't have kids. I don't care if you're ending my bloodstream. So what? So what? Let the human race cease to exist. Because if this is the end goal, where a woman has everything she wants from men, and guys, the only purpose we have is just to basically, if we want a woman in our life, we have to accept her being with other men. No, I'm good. I'm not gonna deal with a woman having other guy friends. It's just not gonna happen. This woman, I'm not gonna go too deep, but she was a YouTuber on here. She had like 6,000 followers. And I helped her. And now she's married. I said, you need to get rid of your social media. You need to get your social media down. If you want to be a traditional woman, you don't want to have exposure. You don't want to be exposed, because what happens is these women that are all on here, you know, like Brett Cooper and all these other women, Candace Owens, they're not their husband's woman. They're the internet's woman, okay? They're the internet, the streets. They're not your woman. When I'm married, that's my woman. I'm her man. There is ownership. That's what the marriage is. Why are we together? Why are we even having any type of relationship? Well, if it's not going to be us being just together or whatever, if it's only going to be transactional, then prostitution needs to be legal. And prostitution is not a good place to raise a family. It's just not. If we want a family-oriented society, which we don't have, we need to push back on all this bullshit. But it is what it is. You know, I guess I got to see the collapse of an empire real time, and I guess I got to record it too for the people who survive in the future. I don't know if I'll survive, and I actually don't really give a fuck. I kind of just don't care. You know, it's crazy. I'm just tired. I'm just like I said, I don't care about tax. I'm probably not even gonna file this year, and you guys can come to me. You know, just send me a bill. 5% interest, and you keep on adding, just keep adding to it. I don't fucking take what you gotta, you just take shit anyway, you know what I mean? You keep giving it to Israel, like, because they need the money because they're a bunch of fucking parasites. Keep giving everything to rich people because they're fucking parasites. We just had it. I've had it with this fucking society, and this is why, similar to what happened in Germany in the 1920s, is happening right now, and I know what's coming. And the people that called Trump a fascist, which fuck Trump. I don't really give a fuck about that guy. At this point, he said "fuck you" to me, and it is what it is. But they're going to be begging for him for what's to come. Like, they have no idea what is being created right now. It's not a Nick Fuentes, it's something even more powerful. The guy's that he doesn't even, no one knows who maybe he's the Antichrist. I don't know. But we're not going to keep doing what we're doing. We're just not. This is coming to an end. Fuck your politics. Fuck all your bullshit. Nothing is sacred anymore. Look at the Chicago Bears, the iconic fucking team, the Kansas City Chiefs. I guess they're technically still Kansas City, but they were in Missouri. Now they're in Kansas. They abandoned their iconic stadium. Arrowhead Stadium, one of the most coolest looking stadiums, and they're abandoning it. It's so crazy. I don't know how anybody can support them anymore. And the Chicago Bears, now they're going to move to Indiana. Like, they want to talk about loyalty. Companies want me to be loyal, but you're not loyal to me. Like, there's no loyalty anywhere, whether it's men for women or women for men. Why are we here with women? Well, back in the day, men weren't loyal, okay? Men were the ones going out cheating on their wives. And I'm not saying that some women weren't, but it was mostly the men who were irresponsible, breaking up their families. And it could be because the women were not submissive enough. They're too, like, feminist or whatever, but it's like we ended up in the situation because of weak men, basically. And a strong man's coming. We're in the end of the fourth turning, I think, and it's gonna get harder, and we're reaching a breaking point, and the society will be rebuilt. America isn't going to be done. Look at, does Rome still exist? You know what I mean? Does Germany still exist? Yeah, I mean, look, Germany got annihilated. Berlin got annihilated. It still exists. It might take decades for us to rebuild, but like, this empire is coming to an end. We're fed up with this shit. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm a fucking slave, and I'm fucking tired of this shit. If I was in power, the first thing I would do was cap all the assets, all personal assets, at $500,000. And any rich person that left the country, I'm taking the military, and then we're going after you. We're gonna seize your assets. We're gonna lock your assets. Go ahead and leave. You can leave with your $500,000 in assets. We're locking all the assets. We're taking over all the assets, and we're going to redistribute them back to the people, because you rich people have fucked us over long enough. You're not going to keep taking the wealth. You're not. If you guys were like really doing really good, leading us, like if we had lots of innovation, if we had if products and services were getting better, but they're not. If they were, that's one thing, you know what I mean? But it's not. This is all shit. You're not leading properly, and you need to suffer consequences. You don't need all these mansions. And another thing I would do is I would take your mansions over, and I would make them into insane asylums. That's what I would basically do. I would take the rich people. I would just confiscate them. How can rich people have $500,000 in assets and keep? You're not going to keep your mansions. You're not going to keep. I don't care. We're going to go through economic turmoil anyway. We already are. We already have been. Um, and I can be flexible. You know, maybe it's $1 million in assets. There's no reason that somebody like Elon Musk should have almost $1 trillion in assets. You know, and I like Elon. I like a lot of things he does, a lot of things he says. Well, there's no reason why he needs to have that much. There's no reason that anybody needs to have $50 million. Look at the NBA. They don't even want to play. Like, they're intentionally tanking. You know what I mean? Like, they don't. You know, they get their millions and they're soft and they're weak. All it does is create these soft people while riding on the backs of people like me who do all the fucking work for pennies on the dollar, if that. You know, we're basically working for debt now. Like, what the fuck is this? You know, like, we're going backwards. You know, I don't know what's going to happen with the economy. And I'm just fucking I don't think even the economists really fucking know. With this ruling and it's just like, dude, what the Trump's trying to do, I don't fucking know what he's even doing anymore. If he's trying to like play ball for the you know, like this shit doesn't work anymore, man. This government doesn't work. All these politicians are paid off by these rich people. My vote doesn't really fucking matter at the end of the day, because even if I vote them in, they do whatever the fuck they want. Like if Trump's gonna go to war with Iran, I didn't fucking vote for that. I didn't vote for them to send more money to fucking Israel. Why is Israel fucking sponges, man? You know, in fact, I'm rooting for the Muslims just to take over Israel. That's what I'm rooting for. You know, I think that if Israel gets taken over by the Muslims, that's liberty. I think there's more freedom for Americans because we don't have to pay billions of dollars and go to like these what was it, $5 trillion we had to spend to go to Iraq because of these people. Fuck Israel, man. I'm done. I don't fucking care about these people. These people have been shackling us for long enough, and enough's enough, man. Enough's enough. And you're kind of listen, man. I'm not making threats. I'm not giving any people ideas. All I'm doing is looking at history and I'm like, dude, you guys are. Look at history. Look at fucking history. This shit's already fucking happened. You're setting things up for this to happen. That's all I'm doing. I'm just connecting fucking dots. But if I did get in charge, if I was emperor, I would be holding all of these billionaire pedos accountable publicly. And can't say what I would do, but after they're found guilty, everyone would see the consequences of their actions. And these politicians, these corrupt people, I would be Nuremberg trials. I'm holding Nuremberg trials. It's gonna happen. You need to have consequences. There needs to be consequences. And I don't know what the future holds. I don't think any of us do. I want a stable future. I want to be able to go to work and have a nice lifestyle and be able to feel more secure for my future. What future? I just keep getting taxed with my Social Security getting taken out, and then in the future I'm just like, well, they're just gonna keep upping the limit. Like, it's gonna be like what, 70? They want to make it to 70, which they kind of have to at this point. And then they're going to go to 75 when I get to be close to that. And then go to 80. But by the time that happens anyway, I won't be able to have much anyway. Like, they're already going to... I think Grok said about, you know, if you're relying on Social Security in about 7 years, they're gonna take about 70%. You're only going to give about 76% of your Social Security check. That's all you're going to get. And if you think it's not going to keep happening, you get less and less. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, that's what's happening. I predict chaos, continued chaos. I don't care if the Democrats are in there. I don't care if the Republicans. You know, I appreciate that Trump, followed the law by shutting the borders. And I wish that these Democrats who let these illegals in would be held accountable, but they're not. Nobody's held accountable, and it's crazy that there's some guy, I guess he's a prince or whatever, in the UK. He got arrested for being there's the pedo list or whatever, like the Epstein list. What's happening here? Nothing. And then Trump's like, oh, the aliens. Like, dude, why didn't you already release this shit? If he knew there were the aliens or UAPs and shit, like he's coming. Oh, the UAP, like, dude. Yeah, we know there's something going on. Okay, just trying to like distract us from all this bullshit. I'm so tired of it. It's so stupid at this fucking point. Distraction. No, just fucking solve fucking problems. Quit playing games. We're tired of the fucking games. They're a bunch of little kids, man. We got a bunch of kids running the fucking show. And we need some adults. And then you know what we need? We need a regular person like me in there. A regular person that's going to go in there and has common sense with really smart advisors. Be like, hey, this, that are I wouldn't want like Trump. Trump wants a bunch of yes men. Oh, don't go. I want to be told the truth. Hey, listen, if this is bad, I want to know. I have an idea. Oh, this could be really bad if you do this. Okay, then I can change it. It doesn't have to be my idea. It can be arranged differently so it works. I just want shit that works. I want shit works for the whole fucking world. Why do we have to have like fucking over other people so we can be rich? America is all about oppressing other people. We are. Not only do we oppress other countries, we also oppress ourselves. And it's just like, dude, I'm just over this shit, man. I'm fucking tired of it. Fucking tired of it, dude. It's so fucking exhausting. It's so fucking stupid. And all these social media sites just don't uplift voices like me for a reason. There's a reason why. I see all these people that make videos like me and these popular people react to them, but I don't get shit. I feel like I'm in a simulation, I feel like there is some type of a simulation. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just crazy. Yeah, I don't like my hands dirty. I really don't. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. Anyway, there's like grease. I don't like it. And I'm not going to keep doing this for I'm mid-40s. I'm not going to do this for another 4 fucking years. There's no way I'm going to keep working like a slave. I have no problem working. I want to be compensated, but we're not compensated. So, shit needs to change, and it needs to fucking change fast. We're done with this bullshit. We're done with this fucking right, left, and all their fucking little kid games and all this shit. Fuck them both. Fuck them both. Neither one of them represent us. They represent Israel, okay? They don't represent us at all. Fuck them both. Hey, listen. I don't care if you call me a conspiracy theorist, but OnlyFans is run by somebody, a Jew. Facebook, AIPAC has their hands, and ooh, listen, man, I'm not gonna blame everything on the Jews. I'm not. But there is some of them that have a lot of fucking power, and if you look at Hollywood, you see all the actresses and actresses. Where do they come from? What type of people are they? They're definitely not regular people. They have a Jewish background. They just, it's always them. So, I know I sound like a fucking Nazi, and I'm not, but I look at Hitler and I'm like, dude, he did have some things correct. He really did. He really had some things correct from back. He diagnosed the problem. There was a problem. And I think he was correct in his. Now, the solution, I don't agree with that, but I think that he recognized the problem, and I recognize it now as very similar.